So, you know what's really great about midlife, late 30s, 40s, and beyond is that you have so many years of just lived experience and so many years of maybe just settling and pretending and wearing a mask. And you're probably watching this video today because you're like, all right, I am tired of being a chameleon. I'm tired of people pleasing. I'm tired of really just, shrinking yourself and putting yourself last. And now, probably the reason why you're watching this video is now you're like, okay, enough is enough. I want to really start living authentically. I really want to start being my true self. I'm ready to peel off the mask and truly start living in alignment with who I really am. And that's one of the great things about getting older is because you just have had a couple of decades of adulthood or close to it, or maybe more. And you're like, okay, so I've been following the rules, right? The societal rules, the rules of, just kind of like be quiet, make sure everyone's comfortable. And you're like, it's not really getting me the results or the outcomes that I was told that I was going to get or that you were expecting. So here you are now, and you're like, all right, enough of playing it small, enough of being quiet, and enough of shrinking myself. I really want to start living and showing up in your day to day, as your true self. So that's what I want to talk to you about in this video today. These are like little baby examples that I'm going to share with you today, and how you can start practicing really speaking up and asserting your voice and asking for what it is you want, or explaining what is important to you and like what your boundaries are or what your rules are. And we're going to start baby step. Okay. I'm going to share, I wanted to do this video because these are like some really recent little examples that can be scary to practice, speaking up, using your voice, no longer shrinking or being quiet or acting like, oh, okay, that's not a big deal. Like little things that can really set the stage for you asserting yourself and speaking up for like the bigger things that are ahead in your future that are really important to you. Because you got to start somewhere. Okay. You are just struggling, really stating or explaining to maybe family members or friends, or, an associate, right? Or a colleague, whoever, aunt, an uncle, a mom, like this, like you're afraid to really say what's important to you or explain like a rule in your house or express a value. This video is for you, my love. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into this. So, baby steps in not shrinking and really expressing, a boundary or really just speaking your truth. Let me go ahead and share some with you. This is recent, within the last week or two. So, and you can use this as practice if you're not somebody that is used to like really speaking your truth. Okay. So I hosted memorial early dinner at my house with, my family was coming over. And, you know, my my values, what's important to me, what I really want to improve, it's always changing. It's always evolving, and I think just really improving. So like a value of mine lately is really not having clutter, just stuff hanging around at the house, shoes cluttered by the walkway, or just, messes that aren't necessary. Like I value cleaning up after myself. I'm already teaching my 3-year-old this. You clean up after yourself. When you're done playing with something or doing something, we clean up after ourselves. I am expressing this to my husband constantly. Hey, put your plate in the sink, or no, actually put your plate in the dishwasher. And I just value simplicity. There you go. I value very simple, clean, organized. I'm a very organized person because that helps me to feel really good mentally and emotionally. It's just organized, clean, simple. So anyway, I hosted my family, and in our house, we have like a Cape Cod house, maybe like 1,800 square feet, not that big at all. So the entry from our doorway, actually right here, it opens right to the living room. And before, what my family is used to is, walking in and taking their shoes off and, kind of like putting them by the fireplace by the door. But lately, I now have a rule to where we don't use the front door anymore because it drags more dirt in. That's more, cleaning for me, or more, mess or dirt that's hanging out longer. And it's just cluttered with shoes and just dragging in dirt. So we have my husband finished our basement, and it's so spacious down there. And so like recently, the past couple of weeks, I'm like, you know what? I want us, like, we no longer use a front door in our house. We now go around back, and that's where we put our shoes, and where we just, that's where we, exit our house and where we enter our house. We are now back door coming through the basement family. So if you lived in a house, we lived in our house almost 10 years. And when people come over, most people anyway, are used to using their front door. My family, my friends, they're used to coming through the front. So this has been a new change in our life, a new, just like a new thing and a new rule, a new house rule. So it was, I gotta say, and this might be, and again, it depends from that family dynamic, right? Are you a people pleaser in your family dynamic? Do you not want to rock the boat? Or do you have some people in your family to where they are quick to say a passive comment or a judgment or like make fun or whatever? I'm not saying that's my family at all. But we have some sibling dysfunction just from our upbringing. So there is that underlining like, oh, I don't want to inconvenience them. Everyone has kids. They're used to this. I'm changing this. But I'm like, no, I need to be true to myself and my new value, and really express that even with your children and with bringing things. It's really important to me that you come through the back door and you can leave your shoes there. And that way we're not tripping over shoes upstairs. We have more space. And also because I don't want it to get dirty, right? So that surprisingly it wasn't really hard for me to request, but it did bring up a little bit of like discomfort of, oh, I don't want to inconvenience them, with their toddler or with their kids, or, oh, they have to take some extra steps to come through the back. Like that was actually going on in my mind a little bit. And I was also asking my husband, I'm like, do you think that's kind of like too much to ask or too inconvenient? And he was kind of like, well, is that really important to you? I'm like, actually, yeah, I know it's a small thing. And it might be a little weird, but it's important to me. If I'm being true to myself and how I want to continue to improve our, this family value that I have for us, and that I feel a lot of us, our family unit shares. Like I like clean, I like organized, I don't like clutter, and I like things being simple. So yeah, I want to start, like I want people in us to start coming through the back, and it's so much more spacious back there. My husband's kind of like, okay, then yeah, fine. You know how guys are. They're like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want to do. But I have to say, like, that was, tough for me. But I did it and it felt good, right? Speaking that voice, because I voiced that, and I did a couple reminders because I don't want them to forget that, hey, because they're so used to coming through the front door. Like, I don't want my family or friends, right? Or visitors, neighborhood, friends. Like, I don't want them to forget. Like, I'm going to remind them because it can be forgetful. It's not normal. Most people, I would say, go through their front door and they don't really care about all the shoes and the clutter there because that's, part of life, but that's not part of what I want my house to look like and our family, life to look like anymore. So a little thing, right? But you see how this might be a big deal when it comes to like the conversations or the self-doubt, or maybe just a little twinge of, worry or overthinking or anxiety of, oh, what are they going to think? Or what are they going to say? Or is that, you see how that can really like kind of maybe throw a little bit of a wrench in just your thinking of, oh, I don't want to, inconvenience them. But here's the thing. Here's my point. If you let something so small, like this example I'm giving to you here today, something, if you let something so small like that be like, oh, it's not a big deal, they're a guest, that is you, believe it or not, you betraying yourself and your value, which, I mean, it's really going to affect you speaking up in other areas of your life. Oh, Nikki, that's ridiculous. Oh, no, it really starts small, speaking your truth and honoring a new value and honoring, a rule that you have or just something that's very important to you. It starts that small. It does. Believe me, it does. I want you to think about that. Is this and also share with me below in the comments, or you can give this video a like if you're like, I get it. And yeah, this is something I need to practice. This is going to be helpful in a baby step. Give this video a thumbs up if yes, this is landing, or share with me below in a comment an example of, yeah, something so small that you did or that you want to do, but you're afraid to do because share that with me below. And just, I want to know if this is relating with you. Okay. I kid you not, my love, little stuff like this, little things in your life, speaking up and voicing, okay, this value of, changing something that has always been, that might seem weird to somebody else, or that might inconvenience them in a little bit, or that they might be like, oh, we got to do this extra thing. It really makes a big deal. And it just really just compounds into you being able, with confidence and with just self-assurity, speaking up in these other areas in your life that really, really matter, right? For example, like a pay raise. Have you been in a position for some time and you bring a lot of value to the company, okay, or to the team, and it's about time for a raise? So you speaking up in all these little areas of your life, voicing what's important to you, I'm telling you, when it comes time for you to ask for that raise, or you want to do it in 3 months, start practicing in these little areas, because then you're going to schedule a meeting, okay, with your manager and say, hey, look, I've been thinking about this, and this is the value I bring, and this is what's important to me, and this is what I want. Start small with this example that I gave you here today. I'm telling you, it makes a big deal. I can also think, just me really, with my life coach helping me, right around, so I'm 42, I'll be 42 in a couple weeks. So when I was 28, 29, I hired a life coach for a year. We worked on all this little stuff. This is just one example in this video today. But we worked on so many of these little baby things, small things, over a span of a year together that completely catapulted my growth, my values, my boundaries, how I saw myself, my self-worth, how I just created a whole new identity of, someone who respects himself and who feels worthy and who just, owns who she is. It started with all these little baby steps. I kid you not. And, just for me to continue asking for what I want and, for my services, and just how I coach my clients now too. Cause sometimes I might have a client that, she might be a bit more just resistant, or makes way too many excuses. Me speaking up in these other areas, getting uncomfortable, it really helps me to even coach my clients better, okay, with confidence and not being afraid to, push them too much. I'm telling you, it's a big deal, okay? Let me know if this was helpful for you today, all right? I would love to know. You can just give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe. And this is Lainey for you, and you want to keep hearing from me each week. And if you're ever interested in learning more about the coaching work that I do with my clients, what it would look like to work with me privately over 3 months to 12 months, you're more than welcome to visit my website. It's just right below in the prescription, just my name, nikkimcmillan.com. Do your due diligence there. You can read more about go to the Work With Me page. You can read more about the 8 steps I teach. There's several testimonials on there too from past clients. And yeah, book in a call if you're ready to really, up-level your life. You're ready to start overcoming some things that have been holding you back and really start showing up as your true authentic self, okay, on a day-to-day, so you can start improving, your relationships, maybe even yourself professionally, and really just this relationship that you have with yourself. That's the coaching work that I do, and I have been doing for nearly a decade. I'm going to wrap up here. I hope this was helpful. Let me know, please, below in the comments again, or give this a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I'll see you again next week.